Hi everybody, it's been a while since we've had an Armoury video, but really happy to be starting this new one with Mr. Giovanni Moro, who is one of the founders of Unimatic watches.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you for coming to Hong Kong. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
We were meant to have a party tonight.
Yes, eventually, unless the small typhoon is coming, and so.
A very small typhoon that chose not to actually do anything.
Not yet.
Not yet. But you know,
tiny typhoon, so
we get to shoot a video. It's not bad.
Of course.
Yeah, we get to shoot a video. It's not bad. Please, could you tell us a little bit about Unimatic?
Yes, of course. Unimatic is a brand that we founded, Simone Nunziato, that is my business partner and friend, in 2015. And the idea behind the watches, it was not to set up some kind of business or anything like this. It was basically the will of two, back in the day, kind of young industrial designers that were passionate about watches, to see their idea and their point of view on this product embodied in something that we can wear. And so I had my industrial designer job, Simone as well. I was in Milano, I was in London already, so we were physically split. And we were in touch since the time of the university, so let's say 20 years ago. At some point, we decided to do the Modello 1. We put some small money from each side, and we did a batch of 300 pieces, pointing out that this was like the only chance for you to get this watch, because most likely the company would have stopped after that. And it turned out that we found 300 people that liked the product. Among those, we had the strike of luck. I don't know if this is a word in English, but
stroke of luck, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Basically, Colette in Paris see the watch, wanted to have the watch in store, and this was a blessing that, in a way, it's started a wheel that keep in a way spinning organically, because this placed the small unknown brand on a tiny map for at least the people that was working in Colette. And Colette also represented the first collab project that we did.
Oh wow, okay.
And this gave us some trust. We sell out the 300 pieces. We decided to do a little bit more. So we did a second batch with some other design. We introduced the Modello 2, and we sold out also this 900. And slowly, this became like a all day, 24-hour, now 24-hour, 7/7, 365 kind of employment for both me and Simone. And now we build up a small flexible structure with some other guys that are helping us out to keep going in this direction. And the main concept remained the same. So we do small batches, limited edition watch that once sold out, they don't come back in stock. And on the side of this, we do have two carryover lineup that we will show you later, most likely.
Yeah.
To be able to fill the void that we might have between this or that drop, and to let some more people enter in our world and possibly turn into Unimatic collectors.
Hopefully. How old is Unimatic now? Like, when was that first drop?
First drop was in late 2015.
Okay.
And this means that on the next year, we're going to have some kind of 10th anniversary.
Wow.
And yeah, it looks to me like if it was yesterday or 100 years ago. It depends on the moment of the day.
Because I remember the first time I saw Unimatic was on Hodinkee. Because I think you had a early collaboration with Hodinkee, something like that?
Not exactly a collaboration. We had at some point, but this was, I would say 2016, an article that came out speaking about the U1B. So it was already, let's say, the second generation diving watch that we did. It was written by Jason Eaton, that wrote a beautiful, organic, of course, kind of review of the product. with some very nice underwater picture taken by his wife. And this is a moment in which, for the first time, a proper watch magazine website speak about Unimatic. And I think in that day we sold a quantity of watch that we couldn't literally believe it was actual. We thought maybe the the website
the website
flip
out.
out. Yeah. And no, this was actual order.
Okay.
And this was in a way some kind of seal of approval, similar to the one that we got before at Colette, for let's say the horological realm. And then this developed into a commercial relationship and a collab, but only a few years afterward, because it was during COVID that we start working with Hodinkee, and we start thinking about the first collab that then we executed. But it's basically we have in between the first article and start doing something business-wise with Hodinkee, at least 3 or 4 years.
Like, what is the, because Unimatic is a very design-led company. When I look at the pieces, I'm like, these are the products of an industrial designer first and a watch technician second, right?
Thank you.
And I think that it's quite a rare sort of product in the marketplace, because there's a lot of like technically interesting watches that don't have such a well thought through aesthetic design.
Thank you. It's very flattering to hear this.
It's the beer talking.
No, but this is, let's say, the basic of the ethos of this company, because me and Simone, we were passionate about watches, and we were, small collectors buying mid to inexpensive kind of product and checking those out. And
on the military side, on the dress side?
No, let's say military/diving, but with some excursion also on other territories.
Any particular period?
Well, I can tell you that is not a vintage watch, but the first watch, like serious one, I mean good one I ever had is Omega Speedmaster. And most likely this apply also to Simone, by chance, absolutely by chance. And it's more in the way of seeing things, because we were trained in the same university with the most likely same professor, same environment, same interest. So when we look at things, and these apply to watches, but it also apply to desk or a coat hanger or whatever, it's somehow embedded a way of looking at it from the design standpoint. So to me also nowadays, the technical fascination about the mechanism and the incredible craftsmanship that many brands can put on the ground with the movement. Of course, it's fascinating, but it's not my first emotion when I see a watch. And so when we did Unimatic, also for the sake of doing a product that was broadly accessible price-wise, we wanted to pick technical specs that were in line with a 360-degree all-rounder kind of usage, so the water resistant, the sapphire lens, the stainless steel, and the movement. We didn't pick the fanciest, we didn't pick the cheapest. We picked something that, in our opinion, it was a good balance between the cost that we have to procure those and the performance and the reliability and the, I don't know how to say, let's say, toughness and like a workhorse that you don't pick because of the beautiful color. You pick it because you need the horse to work for you.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So this was the starting point, and our little, let's say, contribution to the craft, if you wish, it was to try to synthesize all of the good practice that you have in a diving watch in the first place, because we did the Modello 1, and try to make a synthesis, try to condense everything in a package that was keeping just the good, taking out the bad, small refinishment on what we thought that maybe was off for some reason, and build it with modern technique and material in a way that could be achievable for many, many people in the world. And in a nutshell, if you wish, is some kind of vision on product design altogether. Like, do something that is improving in a non-disruptive, but the other way around, like incrementally improving what has been done before. Because
it's quite a pure product. You stripped away a lot. It's very essential.
I think it's essential, but not too much essential, meaning that if you think about the Modello 1, that is a diving watch, there are so many constraints about the thickness of the lens, the thickness of the caseback, the ergonomics. You need to be able to grip it. You need to be able to read it under any condition. You need to have it in a certain dimension that fit the human wrist and so on and so forth. These are challenges that on a diving watch has been explored since 100 years, and who is Giovanni or Simone to try to improve that. We think we cannot. We think that the watch, this Toolwatch, let's say, is a very accomplished item. So it's like try to improve the design of a hammer. You cannot. Try to improve the design of an umbrella. You cannot. The bicycle, you cannot. You can just tweak here and there. Since we are not kind of decorativist kind of person, we don't want to add, and we try to synthesize instead. So it's as minimal as it gets without, in our opinion, of course, taking out from the function.
I mean, that's a great way to summarize your approach, because when you look at the products, like, it's exactly as you said. Why don't we go through what you have here? Because we're doing a pop-up shop at the Armoury in Hong Kong, and we have what we call your carryover collection. So it's models that are available year-round, and we have the classic range and we have the Toolwatch range. Should we just go in order? UC1?
Yeah, if you wish.
So Modello 1.
Allora, this is the Modello 1, UC1, the diving watch I was speaking for too long. Of course, it's, let's say, the most iconic design in our collection, being the first one, and being the watch that has been paired with a number of special program and collab that we did throughout the time. I don't know how much you want to go deep dive into the diver.
Our audience are very serious, nerdy people.
Okay.
So, please.
So, the diving watch, of course, you need a turning bezel.
Of course.
And in this case, we're using automatic NH35 movement. So the case must be a certain thickness to welcome and house the movement. Then we have a 2.5 millimeter caseback. The watch, as any other Unimatic, is individually tested for 300 meter water resistance. Of course, it has a screw-down crown, screw-down caseback, sapphire lens, and in the classic version of the Modello 1, it comes in black. Black face, black bezel, black nylon NATO strap. And this is, let's say, the more bang for the money kind of Modello 1 ever. And we think this is embodying the principle that we were speaking before, and together trying to sum up the reference point that we have, because usually the people that like our product are people that has some little understanding and knowledge of vintage horology. So if you go into this, you can see a lot of reference that are mixed up, and there are some small detail that then we will find also translated into the other case and in the other family that are reminiscent of that. So we think that the result is harmonic for a watch that doesn't want to be a beauty queen, doesn't want to be a mechanical wonder. It just wants to be a proper watch that works and that lasts longer than the fashion product or than many other, let's say, trend kind of design.
Yeah, it's quite timeless.
Yeah,
I get it.
that's the, let's say, the spirit that go transversally in the classic collection.
UC2?
UC2 is a field watch. Case diameter is 38.5, and we have this very odd, according to someone, case that is symmetrical, and this is because we wanted to do a small watch that felt big on the wrist, because I'm a big guy, right? And I have big wrist, and at the same time I like small watches because of military heritage, you know, like Dirty Dozen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So in this case, we went a little bit more edgy, literally. And the case is edgy and is symmetrical on the axis, on the crown axis, and it has this hugely domed lens that pop out a little bit. And when you try it on, even if it's 38, it feels much, much bigger. And this is what I like the most about the watch. And again, it's a 300 meter water resistant, screw down for the case back and the crown, and the big sapphire lens. It's a watch that we categorize into the field one. And among our lineup, not only in the classic, but also in the generation that we did, is usually the one that some people love, some people hate, some people get, and some people don't get, even among friends and collectors. So it's, let's say, somehow more divisive than a people pleaser like the Modello 1 that is more broadly accepted and loved.
I can understand that. I mean, especially since it is technically a 37 millimeter diameter watch. Usually when people see that number, they expect it to wear smaller, whereas this wears bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's you know, a little bit chubby, and these lugs that are straight is like the Breitling Chronomat, the vintage one. I mean, not the new one. That is just flat, and so it stay towering up a little bit on the wrist. It's a weird feeling. People like it, and people don't.
Fair enough. This is very cool.
This is the Modello 3. Is a chronodiver, somehow in our mind, a natural evolution from the Modello 1 case. It's not the same case, it's different. It has a different shape of the lugs, and different fitting for the case back that is a little bit, no? If you can take it out, you can see.
Yeah, I see it.
And it's fitted with these huge pushers, screw down, so that this boy as well is rated 300 meter. We individually test one by one, so it's not just a marketing stunt, but is a matter of fact. And it shares, of course, the same language, if you wish, with the Modello 1. So the case is 40 millimeter and the bezel is 41.5. So it's a little bit popping out from this diameter to make it easier to grip. Has the same ridge beneath the slim bezel, so that you can fix it in this way. And it's in this specific model, It's fitted with a VK64 Mecha quartz. So timekeeping is battery operated, and then you have spring loaded for start, stop, and reset. So you get, let's say, the benefit of and the precision of a quartz movement and some mechanical vibe when it comes to chronometry. Modello 4, talking iteration, it somehow for someone is like the Modello 1 with a fixed bezel. No, it's slightly different again the case, because we believe in iteration, as I told in the beginning. So we brought the drill lugs for the first time and the monoblock case with this huge bezel that make it feel more masculine, if you will. Of course, they're similar, but it's slightly different.
Slightly chunkier. Slightly chunkier, yeah. The reveal around the bezel onto the mid case is definitely thicker.
Exactly.
Yeah. And even the crown guards are a little bit chunkier on that.
Yes. It's, let's say, the nasty brother of the Modello 1, if you wish. And again, is equipped with, in this case, a flat lens, sapphire, stainless steel, 300 meter, and same NH35 automatic movement.
I mean, this model I feel like would age quite gracefully, because there's so many surfaces for you to just slowly ding up and add your own experiences to patina yourself, right?
Yeah, I think so, and that's one of the reasons why we did the only bronze watch we ever did. It was on the Modello 4 case,
I see.
and with our friend William Massena, and is actually now that they start patinating like strongly, you can see, because the ridge will get treatment, this one, another one, and the flat surface with the dings and small sign of life will write a little bit of a story of the user of this one.
Should we do the UT or should we do the collab?
We should do the collab.
Okay.
I mean, it was supposed to be the collab night. And also, chronologically, we spoke about Modello 1, 2, 3, and 4, and now it's time for the Modello 5.
5, absolutely. So I saw 5 when you were still prototyping it the first time I met you. No, the second time I met you. I think the first time I met you, I said, oh, I love these watches. I love the style. And I was like, oh, I can't wear any of them because they're a little big.
Yeah.
But the wearing experience of the 5, of the 5, is wonderful. And I tried it and I was like, oh, we got to do something. And that's how we ended up with the Blu Notte, right?
There you go with the Blu Notte.
Yeah, there you go with the Blu Notte. I am not wearing a Blu Notte because I sold the damn thing. I was having dinner with one of my other watchmakers in Japan, and he liked it so much, he bought it straight off my wrist. So Nakajima-san, I still owe you a rubber strap because I haven't. Oh, sorry,
there you go. It's here. That's a good sign.
Yeah, that is definitely a good sign.
Now the Modello 5 is, let's say, our first excursion into the 36 millimeter case, and opposite to the Modello 2, that is a small watch that want to feel bigger than it actually is. This one has a more gentle design, and it's a little bit more wrapping around your wrist in comparison to our regular production.
Absolutely.
This is as thin we can go, thickness-wise, when we want to keep the water resistance. That is a landmark in our production.
Yeah.
So the case is not a super slim case, but it is for our standard, let's say. And the lugs go delicately toward your wrist and blending together with the strap. In this case, we have the nylon two-piece, and then in the box.
The rubber is beautiful.
Yeah,
because the rubber has a little bit of stretch to it. I find it very comfortable. I love the rubber.
This is the new one, and it's again, our design is nice, very soft and slim.
Yeah,
made in Italy. TPU. Keep with the quick release, so it's a little bit easier to swap when you feel like.
And the color's a good match.
Yeah, of course, and it go well with.
Watch out for the beer.
It work well with the watch. The watch, when you have it, like I am wearing it on on the nylon, on the 22-22 kind of style. To me, at least, it feels much more masculine and more like a vintage army watch, like an Hamilton khaki or like a Sima from the Dirty Dozen, I don't know. And when you switch to this, instead it became a little bit more dressier, if you wish. I mean, it's not a dressy watch, but more like a classical watch that you can eventually wear.
I know what you mean, because actually, when I was still wearing it before I sold the damn thing, I was wearing it on the rubber. I really liked it on the rubber because it just, I guess because the rubber had a little bit of stretch, it just wrapped around my wrist that little bit better, you know. And like the profile of the case, because the lugs come down so far, it wraps in a really beautiful way. When Elliot's my co-designer for all of our collaborations, when Elliot and I were working on this watch, you know, the Unimatic design language is quite pure, and so you can't add too many things. If you add too many things, you kind of ruin it. And so we really were just like, okay, a little bit of thought on the color, but mainly it was just the dial finish. Just those concentric rings pressed into the dial in navy blue was like all we really needed to do to make that thing work. And I'm super happy with how it came out. So thank you so much for doing this with us.
No, thank you. And we were also super happy to be able to work with someone that was so respectful and straightforward, because you know, we have to deal with a number of person when coming up for a new project, and sometimes it's like, okay, so I thought, well, let's do this and that and that, and then we have to stop them and say, no, wait, let us do the job. Then we get advice, but we want to drive the car, you know, we cannot drive in two people.
Of course.
And in this case, the great thing is that everything is played on the surface of the dial, as you said, and if you look at the watch closely, you actually see, and the effect is, in my opinion, very, very beautiful.
I think so.
But from a small distance, you don't see. So I think it's very elegant per se, because it's not in your face. It's just something that you see when you focus on it. And the color is just super classic and perfect.
Well, I think also it's a matter of printing, because the printing was really important to us as well. You know, like to get that like thick, gloopy printing for the markers kind of brings the watch to life a little bit more, because it just makes the markers feel like they float off the dial a little bit more, especially when like you have the grooves of the rings underneath. It was important to be able to do that, and you guys just did an amazing job with it. I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
This is 50 of 50. This is number 50 of 50. So I'm keeping this one for myself. So I sold my other one, but I'm going to keep this one.
You sold number one?
No, I sold number 1 to 25. I think went to New York. And 26 to 50 came to Hong Kong.
I see.
And you know, when the box arrived, I was super excited. So I just grabbed whichever one out of the box. I think that was 40. I think I had 46, something like that.
46 is.
And then I was like, oh well, you know, I want a significant number, so I'll take 50. So this will be the display model for the rest of the pop-up, and then when pop is over, I'm going to keep this one.
Personal collection.
Personal collection. Personal company archive that I keep in my house. Okay, and this is a new thing for you, right?
Yeah.
The Toolwatch series.
The Toolwatch series is the, let's say, latest never out of stock collection. And we basically making use of the same case of the Modello 1 and Modello 4. We fitted these with some kind of a patent. I cannot say it's a patent because it's not a patent, but it's some kind of device we kind of come up with that basically isolate the dial and the assembly movement from the rest of the case. So now it's hard maybe to see, but the camera will help us. You see the little orange thing?
Oh, wow. I never noticed that.
You never noticed?
No, I never noticed that.
That's important to know, because this is some kind of a gasket that, together with a movement holder that you cannot see from here, but we draw it on the case back so you can have a suggestion. Those are made out of TPU rubber, so in soft material that provides some insulation. So if I drop this watch on the floor, it will work. And we did certification for this. So the watch here in small writing in orange is a mil standard 810H, that is some drop test standard. and these apply to the Modello 4, the Modello 1, the Modello 4 GMT, and the Modello 1 GMT. Those are quartz-powered kind of watch. So if you don't like quartz, you can change the video. But if you don't, you can be timely, happy, and not worried about banging the watch on the corner of luxurious table of the Armoury. And the design language, jokes aside, take a little variation from the diving and big marker theme, triangle, dot, sleeping square, and go numerals. So
sort of more scientific, almost.
Yeah, it's a little bit, more didascalic, if you wish.
What is that word? Didascalic.
I need to find a word in English. But
wait, what did you say?
Didascalic.
Didascalic.
It's an Italian word.
Didascalic.
It's like...
Fascinating. Okay.
It's the small writing you have beneath the picture in the books. I don't know how to say in English.
I mean, we call it a caption or a subscript.
Yeah, it's captionesque. Because, I mean, you know that this is 1 and this is 2. You don't need me to write 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But still, we did write. And we did write with this proprietary font that Simone developed with a German graphic designer. It's a font that we are slowly embedding in all of our production. And we think that it reads out very nice also in redaction, and it's cool, and it goes well together with this product.
Very cool.
The font thing, it's one of the main reasons, possibly, because we started Unimatic. Thanks to we started Unimatic, because we had a lot of watches, I don't say the brand, also from, big company, and we were wondering why this guy that do such a beautiful product and everything, they willingly decide to use this font, or they didn't thought about it. And so now that we can afford, we did our own font the way we like it, and hopefully someone will follow this road and improve it. And then we will try to improve it again, and over and over.
Well, Elliot and I are obviously like big font maniacs, and the font is beautiful. The font is very beautiful. Very, very beautiful, and perfect for this style watch. UT, so it's UT, on the table we have UT1 and 4 and 4 GMT.
Yeah.
So the number will echo the classic shape. It'll be modified, but it echoes the classic shape.
Yes, because we basically call the family by a number. Mm-hmm. So the family Modello 1, family Modello 2, 3, 4 e 5. And then you have variation.
So UC, UT.
UC is a Unimatic Classic 1. Mm-hmm. UT is a Unimatic Toolwatch 1. We call those the Toolwatch because we intend these to be addressed to an even more casual kind of watch user.
You namely, abuse it even more.
Yeah, you can abuse it.
Okay.
And the T stay for tool. Mm-hmm. And we think that the definition is quite fitting because these are affordable, they are blasted, so they're not, too much shiny. They come on a very resistant nylon strap that is double thickness with stitching all over, and you can just use it, and that's it. And it will never break unless
you'll probably die before the watch dies.
Most likely, yes. Most likely, yes. The goal is this: the watch to survive the user and especially the creator.
Fabulous. Giovanni, thank you so much for that very detailed introduction. I really appreciate it because it's always great to learn about how a great designer designs things. I have a huge amount of respect for Unimatic, and I'm really glad you came to Hong Kong. I'm sorry we couldn't have a party here, but at least we got to do this cool video, and maybe the next time, right?
Thank you very much, Mark. It's a big honor for me. Grazie.
That's for now. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.